Y'all can tell by the title, this is a part 2 to building the best NBA player of all time. Y'all see the graphic. Y'all have probably watched part 2. If you haven't, pause this, watch that, come back to this, and let's just get started. So real quick, if you haven't watched part 1, Erwin, let's just bat off quickly what we have compared to the OG graphic. Basketball IQ, I got LeBron. Shooting, I got Steph. Handles, Kyrie. Defense, Hakeem. Athleticism, LeBron. Mentality, Jordan. Hustle, Wade. Passing, Magic. Clutch, Jordan. Speed, LeBron. What about you?
IQ, I got Draymond Green for IQ. Shooting, Steph. Handles, Kyrie. Pippen, LeBron, Jordan, Rodman, Magic, Jordan, Westbrook.
Okay. All right. We landed part 1 on defense.
No, well, yeah, I already finished my thing.
Right.
Oh, no.
So let's talk about athleticism.
We can not pronounce it, man.
Athleticism.
Yeah, they're definitely.
You had LeBron too, right?
I had
All right,
LeBron.
so we both had LeBron. I think, I've said this for another category. Some are obvious, some not so obvious. This one, to me, I feel like it's fairly obvious. Like, maybe the greatest, maybe second greatest, maybe third greatest NBA player of all time for many fans.
Yeah.
Look, the guy's in the top 5 without a doubt. But what he's the top one for, I think for many people, is the athleticism he possessed. LeBron is built like if you were building a robot with all the greatest human strength and natural physical abilities, and you put it into a person. That's who LeBron is.
Man's a fucking android.
Yes, and speed, strength, flexibility,
flopping,
and not being injury prone. Like now, sure, the guy after 35. Well, I mean, come on,
man. Father Time's undefeated.
But like, yeah, the first 15 years of your NBA career not having serious injuries. That's insane. That's legitimately insane. So that's part of the reason I had him. I also had to include him because, like I said, when you put it all into one, you're looking at. I don't know if muscle is part of the athleticism, but you got to consider the fact that he has massive amounts of muscle, especially peak heat LeBron.
Yeah.
But he was still fast as a train, strong as a bulldozer. So with his speed and with his size, he would just bulldoze through people. He can play like a center or a power forward, but he could move like a guard. There was nothing like him when he played at that level, and I don't think there ever was anyone like him before. Okay, like him, Magic. Sure, but like him for real, nah. And Magic didn't have that type of strength. Magic was he was like the prototype before LeBron. You know, tall guy that can play like a guard. Cool. He changed the point guard position. That's a fact. And he is the greatest point guard of all time. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the athleticism. And that's just not just speed. Also, jump. Like, can we like bring back the fact that LeBron was one of the greatest fucking dunkers for a good minute, and it was a robbery that he didn't ever participate at least in one dunk contest before the age of 26. Like, come on.
That's why, John Morant, I'm looking at you.
Yes, please, bro. For the fans, Because look at that. Now LeBron's going to never live that down. Like, to the day he dies, we're going to keep bringing up, bro, why didn't you do this? Like, at least anyone from, like, the 90s and 2000s that grew up watching him. But, you know, like I said, that vertical, that strength, that nimbleness, that flexibility, just all into one. Nobody like him. I can't say nobody will after, but who knows? Maybe. So I'm gonna have that in my greatest player athleticism.
You pretty much hit everything I have to say, man. It's like that man is 6'8". He's a walking fucking train. Like, yeah. You see LeBron
still now
to this day, man. Like, I don't care how big you are. If you see LeBron going down that lane, I am going to the. I'm just running back, to, on offense. When it comes to that, man, I'm just giving it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not stopping that.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He could rough you down too. He can play post and just push you.
Yeah, for real, man. Like, after JJ Barea should have taught him a lesson in the 2011 finals, LeBron, he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna start being a bully in the fucking
that
post.
Image
I'm not gonna let a
bad.
I'm not gonna let a 5'6" guy fucking bully me like in the fucking finals. Good.
No, facts.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty obvious. LeBron James, athleticism,
Mentality. I think it's pretty obvious.
That's kind of obvious.
I think it's pretty obvious. Now, I will say, the OG meme, graphic, whatever, had Kobe.
That's good.
That's cool.
Mama mentality.
Mama mentality. It's what we use nowadays. But before Mama mentality, literally, before Mama mentality, what was Mama mentality inspired by?
Jordan. That's under
literally.
That's under the same umbrella of Jordan.
Yeah.
When people are talking about, hey, you're missing that clutch gene. You're missing that killer instinct, quote unquote. That came from Jordan.
Like when Nicki says all these bitches is my sons, bro, Jordan is the same thing, especially with Kobe. All these players is my sons. And Kobe was the most famous one. Let's say that. And Jordan was just more than Kobe, let's be honest. Like, we just said LeBron athleticism. If Jordan mentality was in LeBron's body, woo! Maybe he would have won those 8 championships for Miami. I don't know. But that's why I gotta put Jordan. Like, come on, just watch. Anyone who's watched The Last Dance, if you haven't, just go watch that, or just Google Michael Jordan mentality. Just Google that, Michael Jordan mentality, or even just Michael Jordan brain. Michael Jordan just had this chip on the shoulder, insanity, borderline delusion that just made him just go after anybody on the court. And the crazy part is, he didn't just turn it off. Like, he was still a cool guy off the court, but he was still in his head anytime he was working as an NBA player, like always thinking about the game. Like the rumors that, and I honestly feel like this is true, him building that Space Jam court where he played a bunch of people, you know what I'm talking about, like Barkley and everybody, a bunch of stars came too that weren't even in the film, and they said they felt like he like got to observe and absorb so much from them. And then what happened the next 3 years after that? 3 titles back to back to back. And I feel like that might have been a part of it. There's been times where out drinking, shit like that. There was in The Last Dance, there was one like he said something about a reporter or a player said something, and then the person that they talked about goes on camera like, I don't think I ever said that. You know what I mean? It's like he came up with that. Like Michael Jordan was legit a different beast. Maybe just a different human overall.
Michael Jordan would be the type of guy that he wouldn't think he won a monopoly unless he had all the properties. And they all had hotels.
Yo. Oh, that's so true. That's so true. And he wouldn't flip the board and shit and be a sore loser. He would be like, guys, this game doesn't end. We can keep playing. And come on, even there's been times
you still got $1 left. You're still alive.
And like I remember recent years, there was I think it was Tom Brady's kid. Like they were playing ping pong, and Jordan didn't let him win in a game of ping pong because like he doesn't want to lose that bad at all ever.
Hey man, teaching him the real world.
That's true. But like, what the let the kid get a W. So like bro, you put Michael Jordan's mentality with all these features for players, it's like it's over. It's over. I've always believed. I just call it the Jordan mentality or the chip on the shoulder technique. Like I brought that up to you a couple times, and I think that's a very powerful tool, the chip on the shoulder technique. Whether you gotta like exaggerate it in your mind, that chip on the shoulder, or even maybe make it up or come up with it. If it works for you, it works for you, and it worked for Jordan. And that's also what kept him determined, focused, and motivated to like, you know, train when he had to, eat what he had to do, and treat every fucking practice. That's another thing. He treated every fucking practice like it was a game. Like that, no NBA player, I swear, no NBA player now and in the future will ever fucking do that shit again. Now, I do think maybe they're exaggerating a little about every practice, but I've heard that so many times. Sometimes I wonder, okay, maybe it was every practice.
Like, is it true or is it just dick riding the fuck out of him?
Well, not just dick riding. I would say maybe like 80% of the practices. But like I've heard time and time again, even Jordan's talked about it. He would treat the practices like that. So then in the real world, in the real time game, it was just what was muscle memory. And I'm like, I remember learning that as a teen, and I was like, fuck, that makes so much sense. This guy's a genius. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I don't think any NBA player in history has ever had. The closest one I could think of that is all about winning is Bill Russell. But we'll never know for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And that's also why you don't compare era to era, like Draymond said, even though he literally did that. And then he goes, oh, but we don't compare era to era. Anything else you want to add about his mentality?
Yeah, what?
No, you?
No, man.
What,
You bet, pretty much everything.
All right.
Let's move on to hustle.
This one, we got different ones.
Yeah.
All right, you go first.
Keep it very simple, man. When it comes to this, man, I know I was saying for defense, Scottie Pippen, very important when it came to Jordan. Man, the Bulls wouldn't be able to do what they wanted to do for that second three-peat if it wasn't for Dennis Rodman.
That is facts.
Bad Boy Pistons, when Dennis Rodman was there as well.
That is facts.
You would name it, man. If there's a loose ball, if there's a rebound that needs to be getting, anything whatsoever when it comes to that, I bet you, my soul, my mother's soul, everybody's fucking soul, if you don't believe that, whatever's precious to you, Dennis Rodman's gonna fucking be there when it comes to that type of thing. He'll find some way, somehow, to like, get to do what he has to do. That and a fun fact, Dennis Rodman, I was kind of thinking of putting him on defense because I was seeing like this video, man. He's one of the few players that have been able to shut down a prime Shaq.
Oh, that's true. But like, here's the thing. That's like a prime athletic Shaq, but like prime overall Shaq is the 2000 Shaq, 2001. So I was like, I don't know about all that. Cause like, yeah, athletic, he was like way faster and everything, but his experience wasn't there yet.
But look, man, like all these players that we're putting on that list, man, I'm like, yo, I got Draymond Green's IQ. I got the shooting of Steph Curry, handles of Kyrie, defense of Pippen, athleticism of LeBron, mentality of Jordan, and you got the hustle of Rodman that he's never gonna take a fucking time off. Yo, rebound, I got you. Loose ball, fucking I got you, man. Like,
okay,
bro.
I'm glad you said that. Cause that's a great transition to my player, Dwyane Wade.
Okay. I mean, heat culture.
It's not just heat culture. It's actually nothing to do with heat culture. Because like we said, when we're doing these things, we're not talking about career or longevity. We're talking about like the peak performance of that specific player with the specific like skill that we're talking about. Dwyane Wade, before the knee problems, or before the second era of knee problems, because he had knee problems when he was in college.
Yeah. What?
Different beast.
Okay.
Different beast. Like, that's why I had to put him on hustle. I'm glad you brought up the rebounding. I don't know if you forgot this, but Dwyane Wade, who was the superstar on the Heat, and also was a little bit different era of basketball at the time, would go after rebounds, off ball, bad passes, all that. He would jump into the crowd. He was on top of everything. And he was fast.
Something as well with Dwyane Wade, man. It's like LeBron, he gets a lot of the thing of getting like the block when he's coming for the fast break. Wade, I think, was just as good or even better when it came to that.
That's another thing.
As a guard, as an undersized guard.
He's considered one of the greatest, if not greatest, shot blocker below 6'4" or 6'5", and especially guard blocker. And I have to agree. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I have him with the hustle. Because, like, obviously I wouldn't put him on defense over Hakeem. But, like you said, that defensive tenacity that he had at that chapter in his career.
To play great defense, you gotta have that hustle.
You have to have that hustle. And then to play great defense as a 6'4" guard against, motherfucker was blocking like 6'8", 6'9", 7-footers. Like what? And to be short, to keep going, jumping for that high, to even just go for it, you know what I mean? Consistently. And then bring it on the offensive end. That's a hustle that most players right now do not have in the NBA. Nope. The closest thing is Ja Morant. After Ja, maybe Anthony Edwards. Those are like but off the top for sure Ja. And yeah. Now another thing I will say in the offensiveness, which definitely is the reason he won that Finals MVP, it was his hustle in the 2006 Finals. His performance was incredible, but that performance that he gave in the 06 Finals is catalyzed by his hustle, because he had to carry, and this is like a young, what was he, 24 at the time?
23, 24, something around there.
Dwyane,
it was like his third or fourth
with
year.
a fucking late 20s or early 30s Shaq, and then a bunch of old guys, Alonzo Mourning, Jason Williams, The Glove, Antoine Walker. Like, these guys were at the tail end of their career. They had to rely on a young spring chicken who was only a few years into the NBA, because
that was his third year.
at exactly, like he didn't come into the NBA after his freshman or sophomore year of college. No, and he's still able to do. And then to be down 0-2 and just take hit after hit, because a lot of times, and this is the conspiracy theory, all the free throws he had to shoot. Well, to get all those damn free throws, he had to throw his body constantly, and he was still playing defense against Dirk and Jason Terry and fucking everybody.
The fact that he did that in his third year is why I tell some of y'all, man, y'all need to chill and shut the fuck up.
We got a video on that.
About this Luka talk that he's better than Dwyane Wade.
I thought you were gonna say James Harden versus
that too. I'm like,
Dwyane Wade. We got that video coming soon for y'all. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
No, man. But James Harden, man. No, man. I think he's better at the buffet compared to that fucking Wade.
No, but yeah, that's why hustle for me, Dwyane Wade. I'm not gonna lie, and I try to think about this. Could there be a better hustler? Maybe, but we did research for this. I had to settle on Wade. Now, passing.
All right.
I think we got the same for one, right? Magic?
Do you have Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Magic.
Bro, I'm building the best NBA player right here, bro.
Man, I am
My
too.
NBA player's gonna watch your NBA player,
I don't know
bro.
about that.
With his Hakeem shit, you go for a shot, bam!
Yeah, but what you're not taking into consideration is a complete ass in 2K.
We're not the fucking ones playing the player though.
If it was me, it'd be fucked.
Fuck.
I'll tell you that.
Yo, we'll do a live stream. We'll join Twitch one day, so I can shut Erwin up.
Yeah. Okay.
And meet me on the real court though.
I mean, shit, man. I'm afraid you might tear up your ACL or some shit like that if you step on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you tear your hip. I don't know.
Magic, passing. I think this one's pretty obvious.
Look,
this
man,
one's pretty obvious. Because like when you go to athleticism, mentality, and hustle, those are three skills that like it's a little hard to gauge. Unlike some other, maybe like shooting, because like numbers and stuff. You know what I mean? And stats. Like it's more soft skill. But passing, a little bit of soft skill, a lot of hard skill. And I had to choose the best point guard of all time.
Of course, man. Like, okay, I was giving some consideration to the assist leader, John Stockton. But, look, man. It's
Magic was able to do things Stockton couldn't.
Exactly. You pretty much name it right there, man. Like,
and you can't interchange that.
Like, in the fucking 80s, man. Like, 6'9", had the IQ, had the, had the speed, had the strength. Was able to play center, in the fucking finals. And, bro, come on, man. Like, and the stats also back it up as well, man. He averaged at least 10 assists per game, 9 straight seasons.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, man. Like,
for me, it's he had the vision, he had the unselfishness, and he had the actual skill to do the passes that he wanted. He had the passing ability, he had the passing vision, and he was a great floor general, and he could read offenses. I mean, the guy was a master class of the fast breaks. You know what I mean? I mean, you see a little bit in winning time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if our guy that we're building isn't the one with the ball on a fast break, and he can just be a Magic type of guard and still set up everybody else. Again, like I said, this guy's winning 7 to 8 titles.
Luka is good and all, but you can't hold the candle.
Oh, hell no.
Magic.
Another person I considered was maybe LeBron, because LeBron has underrated passing to an extent. But again, Magic. And I know we're not putting size into this, so I'm not going to bring up size too much, but it's just like, again, he was able to do passing moves that just, especially at the time, but even moving forward, not many people can do or have done. And it's just like, it's incredible. And a big part of it for me, for putting him in passing, is the vision. Like, if you watch the highlights, he just saw and knew where people were. And even if they didn't know it, because you would see sometimes he would do passes and the player almost looks a little surprised to have the ball in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just goes to show like how ahead of his time, or like ahead of the game he was with his passing abilities.
No, absolutely.
Now, Clutch, we got the same person?
Yeah, man, James
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, James Jordan.
Yo, I need to know.
What the fuck
Yes.
were you like? Yo, were you in a strip club, like, or were you like, drunk?
That to me is the
like,
worst choice the OG meme made. James Harden for clutchness.
Come on.
Ben Simmons athleticism.
fine.
I'll let it slide. There's definitely more athletic players, but James Harden for clutch.
Come on.
Have you watched him play any game that involves pressure?
No,
What?
Man, no, man. I call no.
I think this one's very obvious. This is, again, sort of a soft skill, but there's also stats to back it up, and you can pick a wide array of stuff. But I really honestly do believe the general consensus would be Michael Jordan. Because, the fourth quarter shots, moments, all that good stuff.
It's like very simple,
He's
man.
done it all.
It's like your life depends on it. Fourth quarter, last 2 minutes of the game. Who you want the ball in their hands? This is very select view. Jordan, LeBron, who else? Robert Ory. He had a lot of game-winning shots as well.
Did.
Reggie Miller was pretty good at that too. Dame time, kind of, but
Derek Fisher had a couple.
Yeah, he had a pretty couple, but Jordan had quite a few.
And also, I'll put Jordan in. I know when people think of clutch, it is usually with like the last 5 minutes of a game, last 2 minutes, last couple seconds. But there's also another thing with clutch, which is like handling pressure. And I know sometimes people don't like bringing it up, but when people bring up the GOAT conversation, what do they always say about Jordan? Undefeated in finals run. 6-for-6, not a single L. And if I remember correctly, not a single game 7. That is a different sense of clutch.
That's crazy.
Because you have to remember or keep in mind that like after you win the first championship, they always say it gets harder. So he won a second one. The pressure builds. He won a third one. That's clutch right there. And then he decides to retire. And then he comes back. And yes, we'll touch on he lost against the Magic because, bro, the guy was training for baseball and basketball for like the past 2 years.
Yeah, he came back like mid-season.
But the fact that then he was clutch enough to come back after a full off season of training for basketball, winning one title.
Oh, yeah.
Pressure builds up again. Can he do it again and win a 5th title, another back-to-back? Because like I can just imagine the shit that LeBron gets and every player now with social media. Like he had that before social media, and it's like back-to-back. Can he do it one more time? Boom, he does it again. And then the Last Dance, a third fucking back-to-back, a second three-peat. There's no way this guy's gonna do it.
Unless, that's how you know he took things personal.
Yes, and then he did it. And again, that's clutch. Clutch isn't always fourth quarter, last couple seconds, last couple minutes. Like, no, it's about being clutch in the pressure moments too. Michael Jordan had that more than every motherfucker. 2 3-peats. Name me another NBA player that has 2 3-peats. None, because Bill Russell went.
He just went like
He was a different beast.
It's like it's literally what LeBron was thinking when they joined the Heat. Not one, not 2, not 3, not 4, not.
Now this conversation would be a whole fucking different story too. If maybe Michael Jordan never retired, and imagine he won 8 in a row. If he won 8 in a row, like I don't even know what to imagine. But there must be some dimension where he's able to do that.
Yeah, like there's the multiverse and Marvel.
Yeah. So lastly, speed. Okay. I had LeBron. You had who?
I had Brody, Russell Westbrook.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy.
I will agree. This person for the OG, John Wall, that one makes sense. John Wall was a fast motherfucker.
I got a faster motherfucker.
Well, okay. You go bring up Westbrook.
All right, man. Look, you can hate all you want on Russell Westbrook. Call him all the nicknames you want, Westbrook. But prime Russell Westbrook, you cannot deny that guy was an athletic freak, especially when it comes to speed and getting side to side, one side to the other when it comes to court. And here's a stat, all right, from Science, ESPN Science. You can argue all you want, but you cannot deny too much with science, okay? According to ESPN Sports Science, Russell Westbrook, it took him 3.3 seconds to get from one baseline to another. Which
fake news. No, I'm just kidding.
Not fake news. I could put the video right here, a link, click right here where it happened, which is half a second faster. I know you're like, ooh, half a second faster than any other NBA player.
That's a lot.
Including your boy John Wall.
All right, well, I put LeBron. This one,
LeBron and John Wall,
is the only one where I'm a little iffy-ish on because I was trying to think, okay, faster. But I ended up putting LeBron because, I had him in athleticism. Part of what made LeBron's athleticism so special, especially during his prime, was his first step. And once he got past that first step, it was straight to the rim. And part of it was because of his athleticism, just jump. You know what I mean?
You can say
now sometimes he would do the 3 steps. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
but
you can say the same thing about
he was quick with those 3 steps, so that's speed.
You can say the same about Giannis, man. He takes one step and he's already right there.
Yeah.
Dunk, boom.
And yeah, but Giannis doesn't have that speed. You know, he's more like lengthish. He doesn't have the speed. LeBron had a speed. I feel like people forget how fast LeBron. Part of the reason I also included him for the speed was I had recently watched some old clip of him. I think it was on Twitter of like, this is first tenure in Cleveland. So this is a young Bronny, and he was going from one end of the court to the next after he got a rebound or someone passed it to him, and he was there like this. And I honestly forgot how fast he was at one point. He was so fucking quick. And I feel like that's something we forget about LeBron, how fast he was. Because after that, he still had the quickness in his years in Miami. Maybe not as quick because he packed mad muscle. But then we just started more focusing on like the quickness plus the muscle. And then his shot developed. And it's just like, okay, it was his overall package. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he gained so much weight too, like mass, that we just started focusing more on the muscle and strength than like the speed. And like, yeah, that's it. The only other person I thought of was Wade, because Shaq called him the Flash for a reason, and he had a really fucking special first step when he.
Some honorable mentions I like to mention. I'll say De'Aaron Fox. Guy's literally like a fucking fox.
Yeah,
fast as fuck.
That's a good one.
Who else? Fuck, I'm drawing blanks as well. Oh, John Morant.
He's pretty fucking.
He's
fast
pretty
as well.
fast. He's pretty fast. But yeah.
All right, guys. That part 1, part 2.
That concludes our best NBA player.
So we would like to know in the comments. I know probably asked this in part 1, but what would you put? Like, what would be your choices?
Just so you guys can rag on us. Here's a quick summary: IQ LeBron, shooting Steph, handles Kyrie, defense Hakeem, athleticism LeBron, mentality Michael, hustle Dwyane, passing Magic, clutch Michael, speed LeBron. What about you?
I'll give you the winning team. IQ Draymond Green, shooting Curry, handles Kyrie, defense Pippen, athleticism LeBron, mentality Jordan, hustle Rodman, passing Magic, clutch Jordan, speed Westbrook.
Okay, last thing I did want to bring up, I forgot before I forget. I think one thing that is special that as we were doing is, like I said, we're gonna repeat players. Both of us had LeBron multiple times. I think he was the most repeated player we had in our features list, right? I have him 1, 2,
No, for me,
3 times.
No, I had Jordan twice and LeBron only once.
You had LeBron only once?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I had LeBron 3 times.
Man, you're a dick rider.
I knew you were gonna, I was gonna make a joke about that too, but it's just like athleticism and IQ. For me, that's a no. That's an easy brainer. And I only had Jordan one. Oh no, I actually had him twice, but I had LeBron 3 times. So it made me wonder. I consider Michael Jordan the greatest basketball player of all time, but overall, individual skill sets, I feel like LeBron had more peak ones than Jordan did, and I feel like, oh, that's an interesting conversation to have. So there's a lot of points. Like, is mentality more important than having those skill sets if you're already good? Or, you know, there's a lot of things. But I just had to bring that up for you guys to, like, sit on that.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you guys got for your list.
This one's good. Please go in the comments. We respond to every single one in due time.
Yeah, except, you know, for that one that got like 1 million views. It's like we're still... It's like throwing water in the fucking forest fire. It's like we tried.
Yeah.
It's like shit. Anyways, guys, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all podcast streaming platforms. We'll catch you guys soon. For now, later.
Take care.